Australia's Outback Truckers.
Oh, why won't he listen? Outback Trucking shit happens.
Big trucker coming through. And women.
This is a machine.
For marathon runs. Through some of the most inhospitable terrain on the planet. Out here, only one thing matters. Getting there and getting back alive. Outback Truckers. Midway through a vital run, Turbo's feeling the heat, the hot, and the pressure.
All I can do is just laugh. Because if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry.
Mark Cromwell is riding a highway through hell.
He's got a break training. Broken the guts out of it.
In a fight to complete the biggest job of his career.
Stop, Mark.
And in Australia's trucking heartland,
Yesterday it was 44 degrees.
Heather Jones is battling blowouts
Burn your knees and everything.
and disaster
It would have been a fatality. It was to hit someone.
to deliver a monster crane. In southern Queensland, owner-operator Turbo is racing a tough deadline and the setting sun.
Can't tell this bastard don't tie baseball. I can't wait to see what the hell the road is done. I can see you, kid. I can see. I told you better not go through
The 47-year-old long-haul specialist is midway through a 4-day journey, hauling 34 tons of building equipment from his home in Brisbane to Darwin, one of the world's most remote cities. At 3,500 kilometres, it's a massive trek, like travelling from London to Cairo. But after just a day on the road,
come on.
Turbo's battling to keep the job on track.
Absolute race against time.
And time's not his only problem. After 1.3 million kilometres of hard trucking, Turbo's engine is in urgent need of repair.
I've got 6 more gears coming up here. That's not normal.
A replacement will cost him $45,000.
And oil come out of the builder.
It's cash he doesn't have.
Things. Read these right here.
But Turbo's truck isn't the only thing playing up. Over the last few weeks, he's been laid up with a back problem.
It is tender today.
Hello.
Yes.
This trip is his
Hello.
first long run back.
I know I'm on early, real early. I thought he was on at 2 in the morning, but yeah.
After weeks off
Tyler.
work, his business badly needs the cash from this job. He must make it to Darwin in one piece and on time.
Michigan, United States.
2,500 kilometers.
Yeah, I'm never on this early. Usually on later on this, but yeah, I'm on early today.
Turbo's ready to hit the road.
Wow.
What he needs is a good run into Darwin.
What's going on?
But his truck has other plans.
That's good. We've got a little problem. He's completely blown the bloody fuse circuit, so I've got to get into the fuse box.
Fixing an electrical problem means yet more delays.
Why has this happened to me? Just when I thought today was going to be a good day.
He's already behind schedule.
What's this today?
Taking his
I'm doing pretty good.
Is the last.
Like I said, right now it's 2:37 a.m. Eastern time or New York time. I'm doing pretty good. I woke up early today.
In this arid wilderness, big trucks are big business. In a man's world, the truckers don't come tougher than Heather Jones.
It's quite rare for women in Australia to do the work that
Especially
I do.
for Mercedes.
Specifically this
Wow.
heavy haulage work. There's probably only 4 or 5 of us that do it.
And try the U.S. 30% of women are truckers in the United States.
It's about doing a crucial job.
2% Australia are women.
Australia's largest mobile crane. At up to 600 tons and 200 meters high, it's a colossal jigsaw puzzle.
I can't turn the proper lights on right now because neighbors are right there, and I don't want to turn the light on when I
She
come up.
must complete the trip twice.
So I'm Good. All right, good. It's probably nothing
It's
here.
a 1,200
Look at
kilometre
the sewing. I'm
through
doing
some
for a
of
minute.
Australia's hottest, most isolated highways.
There
In
we go.
such a harsh environment, preparation can be
I'm pretty good at it now.
You do need to prepare yourself.
I said Michigan, United States.
Attitude.
surviving out here can be tough.
The heat, the dirt, the
I'm in
dust,
state.
and the flies that you've got to contend with.
But it was hard times that first inspired Heather to get behind the wheel.
I've had a few challenges in life, and the first one was.
Ooh, I wouldn't have them. I wouldn't have one of those in my fleet.
My marriage broke down, and I had two little girls that I had to support. At that time, I couldn't afford childcare, so a friend of mine gave me a job to drive his truck. So driving a truck gave me the opportunity to take the children with me in the truck on the road, and homeschooling as well for the first 7 years. That was a bit of a challenge.
Look at a dog. So 3 cats.
The
And
first
that's
and
not all I'm gonna say.
heaviest
3 cats and
components
they're
of the
lovely.
giant crane are being loaded onto Heather's triple road truck. The
Hey,
crane
it hasn't
is
changed
precious
yet.
gold. It's the only one of its kind in the country, worth more than $11 million.
Wow.
The goal for this particular task is to obviously get everything down there safely in one piece. And it's very, very expensive bit of equipment.
The responsibility of securing 6
Okay.
weights falls squarely on Heather's shoulders.
This weighs 12.5 tons. You can imagine what would happen if it came on for 100 kilometers an hour or 100 kilometers an hour.
Wow, 6 miles an hour. Wow.
Fully loaded, Heather will be behind the wheel of a huge 100 tons. If she were towing that weight in cars, her road train would be a massive 300 meters long. But the biggest weight on
1,000 feet.
is out of her control.
1,000 feet long. Wow.
Over the few days is the weather.
On these roads, it's survival of the fittest.
Yesterday it's 44 degrees.
Heather will put her strength to the test.
You know you do not want to be like me. I work at a restaurant. I work at a restaurant. For a living. I used to YouTube for fun.
With the load secure, Heather's ready to take on the baking highway. The heat is on. If just one piece of the crane gets damaged or doesn't make it in time, she could hold up a job worth millions of dollars. On the edge of the South Australian Outback, 42-year-old Mark Cromwell is midway through the biggest job of his 10-year career. It's Mark's mission to deliver an entire
Oh, hey, look into that.
deep into the boiling heart of the desert.
You get there, you're heroes, you don't, and everyone points a finger at you, and the old I told you so come in. Hero or zero, that's how it works out.
Mark's heading from Adelaide to a gas field near the remote town of Moomba, deep in the South Australian Outback.
Moomba.
At 1,000 kilometres, it's
Yeah,
like
there we
hauling
go,
a
too.
house from London to Milan. But this isn't any ordinary building. Worth $3 million, the load is packed with fragile electronic equipment.
Originally, the client's design was 3 building sections, so there was like an office, a light switch room, and a heavy switch room.
Ordinarily, the 3 sections would have been delivered on 3 separate trucks. But Mark staked his reputation on getting the job done on one trip.
Get it there in one piece as one unit, so that saves the client the drama of trying to assemble it.
Heavier than the space shuttle and longer than a basketball court. It's a massive logistical nightmare.
You got a big egg on your face if you get halfway stuck there. And you go, sorry, I couldn't get it there.
So far, Mark's made it through the heart of Adelaide, South Australia's biggest city, squeezing the vast load through tight streets and under low bridges. But standing between him and Moomba is an even tougher challenge.
Soft sand.
Incredibly far from the beautiful straight-legged track. The reports is in pretty bad shape.
The Strzelecki track, or Strez, is 370 kilometres of dirt, dust,
I'll make some money.
shaking corrugations.
One of these days, I'll make a few bucks on YouTube one of these days, I hope.
Can reach a blistering 50 degrees Celsius.
120 degrees Fahrenheit? Wow.
It's slow going from here.
We're now in the dirt, and this is pretty much our top speed for the next 376 kilometres.
With 95 tons of hardware to haul, the job's too big for Mark alone. Helping to push the load is a second truck, driven by Brad.
I reckon I'll have about 2 metres of vision in front of me, and that's about it. That's all I'll be saying for the next 4 or 5 days.
The final member of the team is mechanic and spotter Sylvia.
A couple of sharp rocks on the road, and I'll just pull them out so I can jam between the 2 tyres.
The team's under massive pressure. The switch room must be in Mumba in just 3 days' time.
Wow.
So slow, just a horrible road.
Every day it's late will cost Mark's company $50,000 in penalties.
$50,000 in penalties a day? It's late? Wow.
Push too hard, and a single mistake could cost millions and Mark's career. In Queensland, Turbo's struggling to get power to his cab. He has 2,500 kilometres to cover in 3 days. This is time he doesn't have.
That many bloody fuse, it's not funny.
Luckily, it's just a blown fuse. A $2 replacement should do the job. Only problem, finding one.
Yeah, bloody crap, I carry you here, right?
With no replacement to hand, the fix is textbook Turbo.
One hot wire.
Stripping down a piece of wire.
Be careful, Carol, that's dangerous.
Turbo needs to make up lost time. But as darkness falls, something in his wing mirror catches his attention.
Uh-oh.
Mirror. There's sparks flying from the back of the truck. Turbo needs to pull over as fast as possible. Where there's sparks, there could be fire. At the rear of Turbo's 40-metre road train lies the culprit. A chain that's supposed to be holding a 28-ton excavator. If he hadn't caught the problem in time, the load could have become dangerously unstable.
Just going to show how rough these roads are. That train was super bloody tight, and now here it is. Sending sparks everywhere. It's one of them things you don't bloody see until after it happens.
Wow.
Next morning, Turbo's on the road early. He wants to check in with wife Jo in Brisbane.
Now let's. I've got an overheating.
Turbo's engine troubles are back. He's 200 kilometres from the nearest town, in the midst of the Outback.
Oh, I'm going to bloody that.
It's a dangerous place to have a problem. On the northwest coastal highway, Heather Jones is hauling her road train through blistering heat.
Yes.
We've measured it over 52 degrees.
After 20 years driving the big rigs, she knows the road hazards all too well.
Cattle, sheep, kangaroos. You can hit a cow and it's all over.
So far, the journey's been trouble-free. But after a stop to check the load, suddenly there's an alarming call on the two-way.
Just heard on the radio that there's some rocks on the road and there's a roundabout, so I don't know what's the road we're on.
It's not much to go on. Heather hopes truckers ahead may know more. It's the call no trucker wants to hear. Up ahead, a truck has rolled. But Heather doesn't know exactly where. With no idea what could be around the next bend, she's heading into trouble. In South Australia, Mark Cromwell is crawling through a vast expanse of desert on the Strzelecki track. Despite the barren landscape, there's plenty to keep the team busy.
Yeah, there's around about 30 cattle grids between Lyndhurst and Moonville. Silvio, I think he's going to have a gut full of them by the time we get there.
The responsibility for getting Mark's 7.5-metre wide load through the cattle grids falls to mechanic Silvio. In 40-degree heat, he must check the width of every one of them. With wiring, plumbing, and gas pipes outside the building, any obstacles could cause serious damage to the switch room.
7.5 meters.
The grid's the same width as Mark's load. These road signs will have to make way. Silvio wants to get ahead quickly and check the next grid. But he must be careful. Heat stroke is a constant threat.
Just around, mate, just walk. They run around.
The next grid is just 10 centimetres wider than the switch room. There's no margin for error.
What am I doing? I just go forward, I just like, yeah, yeah, mate. Going on the left. Going on the right. How many deal have I got on the side?
Heather Jones is driving straight into the path of a serious truck accident. News of a rollover is something all truckers dread.
It always makes you very concerned when we hear that there's been an accident. Everyone you know will ring to make sure that you're okay if they know that you're on that highway. When something like this happens, we could be held up for many hours. Oh, here's the accident now. It's happened recently. There's no emergency services here, or there's no crane, or there's no one here to pick it up. There's a trailer that's rolled on this triple. Front of us on our side of the lane. Rocks all over the road on the right. Destroyed the road. Enough room for us to get by.
Despite the carnage, no one's hurt. But it could have been a very different story.
The size of those rocks, obviously there would have been a fatality if the rocks had hit someone. Straight away, your concern is for your fellow truck drivers. And your heart goes out to those boys as well.
Finally, Heather rolls into Onslow. But her work is far from done. In 40-degree heat, she must disconnect her trailers and haul each one to the drop-off point. But there's a problem.
I'm not getting any joy.
The release mechanism connecting the trailer to the truck is jammed.
Previous job it was on a mine. They spray salt water on the road, so that might have made all the working mechanism a little bit tighter.
Heather hopes reversing will loosen the connection.
We'll release now.
But it's still not budging. Without Heather's freight, the $11 million crane can't be assembled. If she can't fix the problem, the whole operation and her reputation will be at risk. In the South Australian Outback, a cattle grid has brought Mark Cromwell to a sudden halt. Mechanic Silvio needs to force 2 road signs out of the way. The last thing Mark wants is to arrive with damaged freight. With just centimetres to spare, Mark tries again.
I'm gonna kill myself tonight.
He's through, but perfectionist Mark isn't happy.
Did we touch that, Sylvia?
What's happened is he doesn't quite think why, but he has to go on an angle.
Yeah, but if we've got spotters, how are we touching anything?
Somebody's doing all the way, mate.
From now on, Silvio must dismantle every road sign.
Don't want to put all this hard work in and then damage the building.
1,000 kilometres out of Darwin, Turbo's got big problems with an overheating engine.
Talking about his stuff here.
It's covered a whopping 1.3 million kilometres, like driving around the Earth 30 times.
So like bloody open that water and have a look at it.
If the trouble is serious, Turbo's trip could be over right here. Under the hood, there's no sign of a problem. Turbo thinks an air pocket in the truck's cooling system might be the culprit.
The header tank's full of water. What I'm actually starting to think is maybe I've got a bloody airlock in there somewhere.
He hopes that opening a release valve on the red-hot engine will clear the blockage.
Jesus Christ, that's hot! Oh.
Scalding water has hit Turbo in the eye.
Can you imagine getting your candle and sticking your hand in it and just flipping it over your face? That's what it's like. Right on the point of the actual eyeball itself.
If getting burnt wasn't enough, the engine problem is still a mystery.
I don't know why it overheated. I don't know what lights I've got. Plenty of fluid. I have no idea.
But with every minute lost, Turbo's falling further behind time. If he's to make Darwin on schedule, he must get back on the road. One more problem, and it could be game over for his engine and his business.
Dip.
On the Strzelecki track, Mark Cromwell has run into a new challenge. A section of steep dips and rises. To get up and over them, he'll need help from second driver Brad.
Let me know how you go at the back.
He must watch the load closely. In a dip, Mark's trailer could bottom out, hitting the road beneath and stopping the truck in its tracks.
Bottom out's bad. No matter how much horsepower you got, if you bottom out, you're not going anywhere.
As soon as he bottoms out, he just loses. He's just trying to drag. That's why I've got to push him out.
Ahead is a steep drop. Mark must inch his way through it.
We're scraping already, are we?
Bottoming out, mate.
The trailer has dug into the dirt. If Mark tries to drag it out, he risks burying the drawbar even deeper. It's up to Brad to push the whole convoy up the hill. If If he loses traction, they'll be strapped. While the convoy's out, Silvio spotted something else.
Steering problem? Alright, come on. We have to put it back on.
Broken the guts out of them.
A steering rod has sheared away under the massive strain of blow.
Bearings come out. That wheel's just being basically in limbo, which can do whatever it wants. You can damage something real bad in very little time.
It's down to Silvio to repair the broken rod. After a tough day on the stress, it's yet another delay. Heather Jones is battling in blistering heat to release her jammed trailer. If she can't unload her freight, the entire multi-million-dollar crane assembly will be in jeopardy. She hopes a fellow trucker can provide her with an extra pair of hands. Heather will rock the truck back and forth while the trucker pulls hard on the handle. Nothing seems to be working. Heather's fast running out of options.
So what I'm going to do now is try and ratchet it out. I get another ratchet the strap and put it in the centre and pull it out.
I'm still in school.
Finally, Heather's able to offload the crane counterweights.
That was a pretty hard day today.
But it's just the halfway point. Tomorrow, she'll have to deal with an even bigger load.
Wow.
After problems with an overheating engine, turbos pushing hard into the night. It's a dangerous time to be on the road.
Watch these roads here, mate.
Out here, night time is feeding time, especially for kangaroos.
They are a menace. They do a lot of damage. That's why we do run big solid bull bars.
At up to 90 kilos, an adult brood can punch a serious hole in even the toughest truck. Turbo must stay focused on the road ahead. There's no knowing where or when trouble will strike.
Hero.
That's damage, I can tell you that now. I'm lucky. Broken mud flat. $30 to fix.
But the roof's done more damage than just the mud flat.
Rip the slack adjuster out. Can pull the brakes apart. Oh, that's how much damage these roofs do. Like, well, that brake is not going to work now.
Turbo's lost one of his brakes. Replacement parts are 400 kilometers away.
All I can do is just laugh. That's all I can do. Because if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry.
Turbo's concern now is if the damaged booster breaks off altogether.
If that brake booster actually completely breaks off all the way and starts dragging on the ground, I'm going to have a sudden loss of air, which is then going to lock up the trailer and the truck because I've got no air to keep the brakes released.
He must nurse his wounded truck to Darwin. What he doesn't need now is to slam on his brakes in a hurry.
What? A cow on the road.
After Repairing a broken steering rod, Mark Cromwell is back on the road.
It's a bit rough here.
Once again, it's painfully slow going. Sharp rocks litter the surface of the track.
The potential to punch the tyres.
The trucks take a beating. Every few kilometres, the convoy must stop and clear the trailer's wheels. All 96 of them.
Obviously, a wedge in there to
96 wheels. Wow.
spanner or something to lever them out.
If they miss just one, it could lead to a dangerous blowout.
Hey, Red, is it winning though?
In the scorching heat, it's an exhausting ride.
If this wasn't in the brochure, I know that much.
After spending all morning on the dirt, it's a relief to reach a rare section in bitumen. Mark wants to pull up and check the load, but as he does, a brake is jammed. It's overheating. One of the biggest dangers a heavy haulage team can face. Just 6 months ago, a friend of Mark's filmed his own truck going up in flames because of the same problem.
Get $1 million, 150-ton crane on the back of a float. Just caught on fire, and doesn't matter how many fire extinguishers you put into it, it won't put it out once it's going. The tires catch on fire, and then the crane, the trailer, everything goes to the ground.
It's a critical situation. Silvio must find the fault quickly or run the risk of the whole truck catching fire. In Karratha, Ever Jones is
Pizza.
securing
Oh,
another
oh,
load of
okay.
crane components.
Oh, do cool things
Today
today.
we're taking the superstructure, the top part of the crane.
With so much weight on board,
Not what I'm doing
she's
yet.
concerned how the tyres on her oversized trailer will cope with the blistering heat.
See how small the tyres are? There's not enough airflow that goes past the tyres heat up.
With millions of dollars at stake, it's pilot Andre's job to guide Heather safely to her destination.
Customer is on 110, you need to give as much warning as possible.
Being a pilot comes with huge responsibility.
I do more videos when I feel like doing a video.
Another reason to be on top of his game.
Here's my mother-in-law.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's probably one of the best you can have. She's great. And I'm not just saying that.
You have to say that or she's gonna kick your
In
ass.
the first place, so not too hard on me.
He's a really good son-in-law, he does exactly what he's told.
You have to or she's gonna kick your ass. You have to say that in front of her or she'll kick your ass.
Now everything's all smooth sailing, the truck's great, the load's great. We should hop in this truck now.
You know what? Yeah, I would love to do that right now, but I'm not going to do that right now. I did that. It does look like a good idea right now, but I'm not going to.
So large, it must be delivered before nightfall.
Where's the car?
Immediately, she hits a barrage of traffic, keeping Andre busy.
Where's the car?
You got one at 327 at the wheels, mate.
With big rigs jamming up the highway, Heather's got no room to spare.
Keep going, I'll back it up, keep going.
The temperature's into the 40s. Heather wants to check her tires.
These tyres are really hot though. Burn your hands to touch. I want
Yeah.
to we'll have to go a bit slower.
Slowing down will protect her tires, but she'll be cutting it fine to get to her destination.
Gizmo's cute.
Then suddenly,
Ooh, I need to kick myself tonight.
there's nowhere safe for the massive truck to pull over. Heather must keep driving and hope the tyre doesn't start to disintegrate. If it does, she risks hot rubber and metal causing a multiple blow.
No, I didn't go to the bar. I went to the bar. Yeah, I came home from the bar around 7 last night. I just woke back up. I went to bed. I woke up. I just woke up. So yeah, I've been up for a little bit. So yeah, I'm going back to bed in a little bit. This is over. I'm going back to sleep.
The truck survived the near miss.
I'm going back to bed in a little bit.
1,000 kilometers. The end is in sight.
Almost there.
Turbo can check in with his client and bring the load home.
Yeah, just let Dave Turbo, P&J Transport, the excavator. You've probably seen me
No.
around the corner now. Yeah.
After a 4-day battle with his truck, he's back. And the Outback.
Yeah, I'm going back to bed in a little bit. I'm tired.
He has a happy client.
Mate, I start setting this, getting it ready. The customer is the one who puts the bread and butter on the table every night. My customers will always come first.
For this one-man trucking empire,
I don't want to climb up there, not with my tank.
it's a painful step towards global domination.
I want to become one of the biggest companies in the country. I would like to be a global player. And I would like to be able to supply a transport service through road, air, and sea.
Heather Jones has an emergency on her hands. She urgently needs to find a safe place to stop.
I need a flat tire in my ass.
Is it clear?
Before a blown
Flat
tire
tire, that
can
sucks.
damage her truck.
I knew it. I gotta change it.
Now Heather has another challenge. Replacing the tyre in scorching heat.
It was 44 when we pulled up, so we've got flies and it's pretty hot, so burn your knees and everything. Tire's hot, the ring's hot, the tools are hot. It's definitely going because of the heat. Have a look at the tire, it's still got heaps of tread on it, so it's definitely the heat. It's pretty tight, they're locked on.
Changing the wheel puts her at serious risk of holding up the crane assembly.
That lift with the two cranes will have to be put back to tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get there before nightfall, otherwise we're not allowed on the road.
She must get the job done quickly.
That's it, done, ready to go. That's hot. Oh yeah, when you on the road, thank you.
There's little over 2 hours of daylight left.
Got about 90 k's to go.
Now, Heather faces a huge dilemma.
It really is challenging because if you've got a deadline, do you put your foot down and just blow in on the tyre and then you lose an hour, or do you just stay steady so you just scrape in when the sun goes down?
With millions of dollars at stake, the whole job's hanging in the balance. The last rays of daylight are fading fast. Then Heather catches a break on the radio.
The lift has been put back a day and won't make it before 6 o'clock, which is the cut-off time for superstructure to be taken off the float.
Nope, I'm going back to bed.
And cruise to the
I don't know why. I've been up and off. I've been up and on. I've been tossing around all night. So I'm going back to bed. So I'm going back to bed. Went to to bed at 9 last night, so I woke up at 2. So yeah, I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to bed in a little bit. It's 3 in the morning, so I'm going back to sleep.
Under massive pressure and in brutal conditions, Heather Jones has delivered. But in Australia's trucking heartland, there's one rule: do it all again tomorrow.
When you drop the trailers in this lockdown, job's over and getting back done.
Mechanic Silvio must fix an overheating brake that's in danger of catching fire. He's found the problem: a broken brake booster.
I'm going to go to bed. This is over. I'm going to bed. After this episode's over, I'm going to bed. He's on early today. It runs on early.
So that's about our biggest
So,
fear.
I'm going to bed.
Dragging a brake because you have so much horsepower and so many wheels. You don't pick it up. Just builds up heat. Gets on fire. Worst case.
Silvio's quick response has saved the day.
Back that all off, put it back on again so it's not leaking.
Alright, that's it. Well done, thanks mate.
For the last 3 days, Mark Cromwell has hauled his massive freight through the highway to hell. After battling 50-degree temperatures, the road and mechanical problems,
Sylvia.
signs of civilization start to
I'm going to bed soon.
Roll in the motor.
Everyone's pretty happy.
Take a bit of an epic trip.
It was Mark's dream to deliver this building in one go. He's risked his 10-year career to pull it off.
There's plenty of people going, but you'll never get that up there. So you put your balls on the line when you sit there and tell them to make a building, and you would say you'll get it there. Well, it's meant to be 3 sections.
Together with his team, he's moved the vast multi-million-dollar freight 1,000 kilometers through the heart of a city and the guts of the desert.
Yeah, we're going to make it.
Now, finally, Mark's delivered the
Yeah,
biggest load
get in a
of his
little
career without a scratch.
Yeah, Brad. Well done, Joe. Good job, mate. We made it. Well done, Silvio.
We finally made it, eh?
Well done. No, I think you could have got it done any better, really.
Next time on Outback Truckers, scrap trucker Russell McDonough is heading into dangerous territory.